This audiobook is in the public domain. It's just the first 23 of the Sidney Psalms. I'll include a link to the PDF or whatever you want to read or download from Internet Archive. The real star of the Sidney Psalms was his sister, Mary Herbert, the Countess of Pembroke, who wrote the lion's share of this psalmody after the death of her brother. She lived a while back. She was actually one of Shakespeare's sponsors. My main reason for posting this is that I would like to hear a version of it, preferably by a lady with an English accent, either uploaded directly to YouTube or done for LibriVox or however you can manage that. I did this in an African-American voice, rural styling, preaching styling, not intending any disrespect or to be funny or anything, but I sing that way a lot. The voice just kind of came out while I was singing along with some of my Blind Willie Johnson and Howlin' Wolf and so forth, old records. And I can really get into psalmody, psalms or anything a lot more by doing that than in my normal 67-year-old Jewish voice. It just works better for me, so for what it's worth. This is the first psalm. It's called Beatus Vir. That's the Latin title for it.
He blessed is, who neither loosely treads the straying steps, as wicked counsel leads, ne for bad mates in way of sinners waiteth, nor yet himself with idle scorners seated. But on God's law his whole delight doth bind, which night and day he calls to mark in mind. He shall be like a freshly planted tree, to which sweet springs of waters neighbors be, whose branches fail not time with fruit to nourish, nor withered leaf shall make it fail to flourish. So all the things whereto that man doth bend shall prosper still with well-succeeding end. Such blessing shall not wicked wretches see, but like vile chaff with wind shall scattered be. For neither shall the men in sin delighted consist, when they to highest doom are sided, ne yet shall suffered be a place to take, where godly men do their assembly make. For God doth know, and knowing doth approve the trade of them that just proceedings love, but they that sin in sinful breasts do cherish, the way they go shall be the way to perish. Psalm 2. Quare fremuerum gentes. What ails this heathenish rage? What do the people mean to murmurs vain? Why do these earthly kings and lords such meetings make, and counsel jointly take against the Lord of lords, the Lord of everything, and his anointed king? Come, let us break their bonds, say they, and fondly say, and cast their yokes away. But he shall them deride, who by the heavens is born. He shall laugh them to scorn, and after speak to them with breath of wrathful fire, and vex them in his ire, and say, O kings, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill Sion, and I will, saith this king, the Lord's decree display, and say that he did say, Thou art my son indeed, this day begot by me. Ask, I will give to thee the heathen for thy child's right, and will thy realm extend far as world's farthest end. With iron scepter bruise thou shalt, and piecemeal break these men like potsherds weak. Therefore, O kings, be wise. O rulers, rule your mind, that knowledge you may find. Serve God, serve him with fear, rejoice in him, but so that joy with trembling go. With loving homage, kiss that only son he hath, lest you inflame his wrath, whereof, if but a spark once kindled be, you all from your way perish shall. And then they that in him their only trust do rest, oh, they be rightly blessed. Psalm 3. Domine, qui multiplicati. Lord, how do they increase, that hateful never cease to breed my grievous trouble. How many ones thou be, that all against poor me, their numerous strength redouble. Even multitudes be they, that to my soul do say, No help for you remaineth in God on whom you build. Yet, Lord, thou art my shield, in thee my glory reigneth. The Lord lifts up my head, to him my voice I spread. From holy hill he heard me. I laid me down and slept, while he me safely kept, and safe from sleep I reared me. I will not be afraid, though legions round be laid, which all against me gather. I say no more but this, Up, Lord, now time it is, help me, my God and Father. For thou with cruel blows on jawbone of my foes, my causeless wrong hast broken. Thou, those men's teeth which bite, venomed with godless spite, hast in their malice broken. Salvation doth belong unto the Lord most strong. He it is that defendeth, and on those blessed same which bear his people's name, his blessing he extendeth. Psalm 4. Cum invocarem. Hear me, oh hear me when I call, O God, God of my equity. Thou settest me free when I was thralled. Have mercy therefore still on me, and hearken how I pray to thee. O men, whose fathers were but men, till when will ye my honor high stain with your blasphemies? Till when such pleasure take in vanity, and only haunt where lies do lie? Yet know this too, that God did take, when he chose me, a godly one, such one I say, that when I make my crying plaints to him alone, he will give good ear to my moan. Oh, tremble then with awful will, sin from all rule and you depose. Talk with your hearts, and yet be still, and when your chamber you do close, yourselves yet to yourselves disclose. The sacrifices sacrifice, of just desires on justice stayed. Trust in that Lord that cannot lie. Indeed, full many folks have said, from whence shall come to us such aid? But Lord, lift thou upon our side the shining clearness of thy face, where I have found more heart's delight than they who store in harvest space of grain and wine, fields storing place. So I in peace and peaceful bliss will lay me down and take my rest. For it is thou, Lord, thou it is, by power of whose own only breast I dwell, laid up in safest nest. Psalm 5. Verba mea oribus. Ponder the words, O Lord, that I do say. Consider what I meditate in me. O hearken to my voice, which calls on thee, my King, my God, for I to thee will pray. So shall my voice climb to thine ears betime. For unto thee I will my prayer send, with earliest entry of the morning prime, and will my waiting eyes to thee ward bend. For thou art that same God, far from delight in that which of foul wickedness doth smell. No, nor with thee the naughty one shall dwell, nor glorious fools stand in thy awful sight. Thou hatest all whose works in ill are placed, and shall root out the tongues to lie and bend. For thou, the Lord, in endless hatred, hast the murderous man, and so the fraudulent. But I myself will to thy house address with passport of thy graces manifold, and in thy fair knees of my heart will fold towards the temple of thy holiness. Thou, Lord, the Savior of thine own, guide me, O in thy justice be my guide, and make thy ways to me more plainly known, for all I need that with such foes do bide. For in their mouth not one clear word is spent. Mischief their souls for inmost line and hair. Their throat, it is an open swallowing grave, whereto their tongue is flattering instrument. Give them their due unto their guiltiness. Let thy vile thoughts the thanker's ruin be. With heaped weights of thy own sins oppress these most ungrateful rebels unto thee. So shall all they that trust on thee do bend, and love the sweet sound of thy name rejoice. They ever shall send thee thou praise and voice, since ever thou to them wilt succor send. Thy work it is to bless, thou blessest them. The just in thee on thee and justice build. Thy work it is such men safe into him with kindest care, as with a certain shield. Psalm 6. Domine, ne infurore. Lord, let not me, a worm, by thee be shent, while thou art in the heat of thy displeasure, nor let thy rage of my due punishment become the measure. But mercy, Lord, let mercy thine descend, for I am weak, and in my weakness languish. Lord, help, for even my bones their marrow spanned with cruel anguish. Nay, even my soul fail troubles do appall. Alas, how long, my God, wilt thou delay me? Turn thee, sweet Lord, and from this ugly fall, my dear God, stay me. Mercy, oh mercy, Lord, for mercy's sake, for death doth kill the witness of thy glory. Can of thy praise the tongues entombed make a heavenly story? Lo, I am tired, while still I sigh and groan. My moistened bed proofs of my sorrow showeth. My bed, while I with black night mourn alone, with my tears floweth. Woe like a moth, my face's beauty eats, and age pulled on with pains, all freshness fretteth. The while, a swarm of foes, with vexing feats, my life besetteth. Get hence, you evil, who in my ill rejoice, in all whose works vainness is ever reigning. For God hath heard the weeping, sobbing voice of my complaining. The Lord my suit did hear, and gently hear. They shall be shamed and vexed that breed my crying, and turn their backs, and straight on backs appear their shameful flying. Psalm 7. Domine, Deus meus. O Lord my God, thou art my trustful stay. O save me from this persecution shower. Deliver me from my endangered way, lest lion-like he do my soul devour, and cruelly in many pieces tear, while I am void of any help and power. O Lord my God, if I did not forbear ever from deed of any such desert, if all my hands of wickedness do bear, if I have been unkind for friendly part, nay, if I wrought not for his freedom's sake, who causeless now yields me a hateful heart, then let my foe chase me, and chase and take. Then let his foot upon my neck be set, then in the dust let him my honor rake. Arise, O Lord, in wrath thyself upset against such rage of foes. Awake for me to that higher doom which I by thee must get. So shall all men with lauds environ thee. Therefore, O Lord, lift up thy throne on high, that every folk thy wondrous acts may see. Thou, Lord, thy people shalt in judgment try. Then, Lord, my Lord, give sentence on my side, after my clearness and my equity. O let their wickedness no longer bide from coming to the well-deserved end, but still be thou to just men justice guide. Thou righteous proofs to hearts and reins dost send, and all my help from none but thee is sent, who dost thy saving health to true men bend. Thou righteous art, thou strong, thou patient, and each day art provoked thine ire to show. And if this man will not learn to repent, for him thou whetst thy sword and bentst thy bow, and hast thy deadly arms in order brought, and ready art to let thine errors go. Lo, he that first conceived a wretched thought, and great with child of mischief travelled long, now brought a bed, hath brought naught forth but naught. A pit was digged by this man vainly strong, but in the pit he ruined first did fall, which fall he made to do his neighbor wrong. He against me doth throw, But down it shall upon his pain employeth thus, and his own ill his own head shall appall. I will give thanks unto the Lord of us, according to his heavenly equity, and will to highest name yield praises high. Psalm 8. Domine, Dominus, Noster. O Lord, that rulest our mortal line, how through the world thy name doth shine, that hast of thine unmatched glory upon the heavens engraven the story. From sucklings has thy honor sprung, thy force hath flowed from baby's tongue, whereby thou stopp'st thine enemies prating, meant to revenge and ever hating. When I upon the heavens do look, which all from thee thou essence took, when moon and stars my thoughts beholdeth, whose life no life but of thee holdeth, then think I, what is this man, whom that great God remember can? And what the race of him descended, it should be all of God attended. For though in less than angel state thou planted hast this earthly mate, yet hast thou made even him an owner of glorious crown and crown and honor. Thou placedst him upon all lands to rule the works of thine own hands, and so thou hast all things ordained, that even his feet have on them reigned. Thou under his dominion placed both sheep and oxen wholly hast, and all the beasts forever breeding, which in the fertile fields be feeding. The bird, free burgess of the air, the fish of sea, the native air, and what things else of waters traceth, the unworn paths his rule embraceth. O Lord, that rulest our mortal line, how through the world thy name doth shine. Psalm 9. Confite bor tibi. With all my heart, O Lord, I will praise thee. My speeches, all thy marvel shall describe. In thee, my joys and comforts ever be. Yea, even my songs, thy name shall magnify, O Lord most high. Because my foes to fly are now constrained, and they are fallen, they perished at thy sight. For thou my cause, my right thou hast maintained, setting thyself enthroned, which shineth bright of judging right. The Gentiles thou rebuked sorely hast, and wicked folks from thee to wrath do wend. And thou renown, which seemed so like to last, thou dost put out, and quite consuming sin to endless end. O bragging foe, where is the endless waste of conquered states, whereby such fame you got? What? Doth their memory no longer last? Both ruins, ruiners, and ruin plot be quite forgot. But God shall sit in his eternal chair, which he prepared to give his judgments high. Thither the world for justice shall repair. Thence he to all his judgments shall apply perpetually. Thou, Lord, also the oppressed wilt defend, that they to thee in troublous time may flee. They that know thee, on thee their trust will bend, for thou, Lord, found by them wilt ever be that seek to thee. Oh, praise the Lord, this Sion dweller good, show forth his acts, and this as act most high, that he inquiring doth require just blood, which he forgetteth not, nor letteth die the afflicted cry. Have mercy, mercy, Lord, I once did say, ponder the pains which on me loaden be by them whose minds on hateful thoughts do stray. Thou, Lord, that from death gates hast lifted me, I call to thee, that I, within the poets most beautiful of Sion's daughter, may sound forth thy praise, that I, even I, of heavenly comfort full, may only joy in all thy saving ways throughout my days. No sooner said, but lo, mine enemies sank down in the pit which they themselves had wrought, and in that net, which they well hidden think, is their own foot, led by their own ill thought, most surely caught. For then the Lord in judgment shows to reign, when godless men be snared in their own snares, when wicked souls be turned to hellish pain, and that forgetful sort which never cares what God prepares. But on the other side, the poor in sprite shall not be scraped from out of heavenly score, nor meek abiding of the patient wight, yet perish shall, although his pain be sore for evermore. Ah, Lord, and judge the Gentiles in thy right, and let not man have upper hand of thee. With terrors great, O Lord, do thou them fright, that by sharp proofs the heathen themselves may see but men to be. Psalm 10. Ut quid, Domine? Why standest thou so far, O God, our only star, in time most fit for thee to help who vexed be? For lo, with pride, the wicked man still plagues the poor the most he can. Oh, let proud him be throughly caught in craft of his own crafty thought. For he himself doth praise when he his lust doth ease, extolling ravenous gain, but doth God's self disdain. Nay, so proud is his perfect thought, that after God he never sought, but rather much he fancies this, the name of God a fable is. For while his ways do prove, on them he sets his love. Thy judgments are too high, he can them not espy. Therefore he doth defy all those that dare themselves to him oppose, and saith in his bragging heart, this garden bliss shall never part. Nor he removed be, nor danger ever see, yet from his mouth doth spring cursing and cozening. Under his tongue do harbor lie both mischief and iniquity. For proof oft lain in wait he is, in secret byway villages. In such a place unknown to slay the hurtless one, with winking eyes eye bent against the innocent. Like lurking lion in his den, he waits to spoil the simple men, whom to their loss he still doth get, when once he draweth his wily net. Oh, with how simple look he oft layeth out his hook, and with how humble shows to trap poor souls he goes. Thus freely saith he in his sprite, God sleeps or hath forgotten quite. His far-off sight now hoodwinked is, he leisure wants to mock all this. Then rise and come abroad, O Lord, our only God. Lift up thy heavenly hand, and by the silly stand. Why should the evil so evil despise the power of thy through-seeing eyes? And why should he in heart so hard say thou dost not thine own regard? But naked before thine eyes all wrong and mischief lies. For of them in thy hands the balance evenly stands. But who aright poor-minded be, commit their cause themselves to thee, the succor of the succorless, the father of the fatherless. Break thou the wicked arm, whose fury bends to harm. Search them, and wicked he will straightway nothing be. O Lord, we shall thy titles sing, ever and ever to be king, who hast the heathen folk destroyed from out thy land by them annoyed. Thou openest heavenly door to praises of the poor. Thou first prepare their mind, then ear to them incline. O be thou still the orphan's aid, that poor from ruin may be stayed, lest we should ever fear the lust of earthly man, a lord of dust. Psalm 11. In Domino Confido. Since I do trust Jehovah still, your fearful words, why do you spill? That like a bird to some strong hill, I now should fall a-flying? Behold, the evil have bent their bow, and set their arrows in a row, to give unawares a mortal blow to hearts that hate all lying. But that in building they begun, with ground plots fall, shall be undone. For what, alas, have just men done? In them no cause is growing. God in his holy temple is, the throne of heaven is only his. Not his all-seeing sight can miss, his eyelid spies our going. The Lord doth search the just man's reins, but hates, abhors the wicked brains. On them storms, brimstone, coals he rains. That is their share assigning. But so of happy other side, his lovely face on them doth bide, in race of life their feet to guide, who be to God inclined. Psalm 12. Salvum me fac. Lord, help. It is high time for me to call. No men are left that charity doth love. Nay, even the race of good men are decayed. Of things vain, with vain mates that babble all, their abject lips, no breath but flattery move, sent from false heart, on double meaning stayed. But thou, O Lord, give them a thorough fall, those lying lips from cousin and head remove, in falsehood wrapped, but in their pride displayed. All tongues, say they, beyond them all shall go. We both have power and will our tales to tell. For what, Lord, rules our brave and bold breast? Now, even for their sakes, that taste of woe, whom troubles toss, whose nature's need doth quail, even for the sighs, true sighs of man distressed, I will get up, saith God, and my help show against all them that against him do swell. Maugre his foes, I will him set at rest. These are God's words. God's words are ever pure, purer than the silver throughly tried, when fire 7 times hath spent his earthly parts. Then thou, O Lord, shalt keep the good still sure. By thee preserved, in thee they shall abide. Yea, in no age thy best from them departs. Thou seest each side the walking doth endure of these bad folks, more lifted up with pride, which, if it last, woe to all simple hearts. Psalm 13. Usque quo, Domine. How long, O Lord, shall I forgotten be? Whatever? How long wilt thou thy hidden face from me dissever? How long shall I consult with careful sprite in anguish? How long shall I with foes triumphant mind thus languish? Behold me, Lord, let to thy hearing creep my crying. Nay, give me eyes and light, lest that I sleep and die. Lest my foe brag that in my ruin he prevailed, and at my fall they joy that troublous me assail. No, I trust on thee, and joy in thy great pity. Still, therefore, of thy graces shall be my song's ditty. Psalm 14. Dixit incipiens. The foolish man, by flesh and fancy led, his guilty heart with this fond thought hath fed. There is no God that reigneth, and so thereafter he and all his mates do works which earth corrupt and heaven hates. Not one that good remaineth. Even God himself sent down his piercing eye, if of this clay race he could espy one that his wisdom learneth, and lo, he finds that all astray and went, all plunged in stinking filth, not one well bent, not one that God discerneth. O madness of these folks, thus loosely led, these cannibals, who, as if they were bread, God's people do devour, nor ever call on God, but they shall quake more than they now do brag, when he shall take the just into his power. Indeed, the poor, oppressed by you, you mock. Their counsels are your common jest and stock, but God is thy recomfort. When from Zion shall the Savior come, that Jacob, freed by thee, may glad become, and Israel full of comfort. Psalm 15. Domine, quis habitabit? In tabernacle thine, O Lord, who shall remain? Lord, of thy holy hill, who shall the rest obtain? Even he that leads a life of uncorrupted train, whose deeds of righteous heart, whose hearty words be plain, who with deceitful tongue have never used to feign, nor neighbor hurts by deed, nor doth with slander stain, whose eyes a poison vile doth hold in vile disdain, but doth with honor great the godly entertain, who oath and promise given doth faithfully maintain, although some worldly loss thereby he may sustain. From biting usury whoever doth refrain, who sales not guiltless cause for filthy love of gain, who thus proceeds for aye in sacred mount shall reign. Psalm 16. Conserva me. Save me, Lord, for why? Thou art all the hope of all my heart. Witness thou, my soul, with me, that to God, my God, I say, thou, my Lord, thou art my stay, though my works reach not to thee. This is all the best I prove. Good and godly men I love, and foresee their wretched pain, who to other gods do run. Their blood offerings I do shun, nay, to name their names disdain. God my only portion is, and of my child's part the bliss. He then shall maintain my life. Say then, is not my lot found in a goodly pleasant ground? Have not I fair partage got? Ever, Lord, I will bless thee, who dost ever counsel me, even when night with his black wing sleepy darkness doth o'ercast. In my inward reins I taste of my faults and chastening. My eyes still my God regard, and he my right hand doth guard. So can I not be oppressed. So my heart is fully glad. So in joy my glory clad. Yea, my flesh in hope shall rest. For I know the deadly grave on my soul no power shall have. For I know thou wilt defend even the body of thine own dear beloved Holy One from a foul corrupting end. Thou life's path wilt make me know, in whose view doth plenty grow, all delights that souls can crave, and whose bodies blazed stand on thy blessed making hand, they all joys like endless have. Psalm 17. Exaudit Domine, Justitia. My suit is just, Lord. To my suit hark a plain. Sweet Lord, my plain for pity mark. And since my lips feign not to thee, thine ears vouchsafe to bend to me. Oh, let my sentence pass from thine own face. Show that thine eyes respect a faithful case. Thou that by proof acquainted art with inward secrets of my heart. While silent night might seem all faults to hide, then was I by thy searching insight tried, and then by thee was guiltless found from ill word and ill meaning sound, not weighing all how fleshly fancies run. Led by thy word, the ravenous steps I shun, and pray that still you guide my way, lest yet I slip or go astray. I say again that I have called on thee, and boldly say, thou wilt give ear to me, and let my words, my cries ascend, which to thyself my soul will send. Show then, O Lord, thy wondrous kindness. Show, make us in marvels of thy mercy know that thou by faithful men wilt stand, and save them from rebellious hand. Then keep me as the apple of an eye in thy winged shade. Then let me hidden lie from my destroying wicked foes, who for my death do me enclose. Their eyes do swim, their face doth shine and fat. In cruel words their swelling tongues do chat, and yet their high hearts look so low as how to watch our overthrow. Now like a lion gaping to make praise, now like his whelp in den that lurking stays. Up, Lord, prevent those gaping jaws, and bring to naught those watching paws. Save me from them, thou usest as thy blade, from men I say, and from men's worldly trade, whose life doth seem most greatly blessed, and count this life their portion best, whose bellies so with dainties thou dost fill, and so with hidden treasures grant their will, that they in riches flourish do, and children have to leave it to. What would they more? And I would not their case. My joy shall be pure, to enjoy thy face when waking of this sleep of mine. I shall see thee in likeness thine. Psalm 18. Diligam te. Thee will I love, O Lord, with all my heart's delight, my strength, my strongest rock, which my defense has borne. My God and helping God, my might and trustful might, my never pierced shield, my ever saving horn, my refuge then, when most I am forlorn. Whom then shall I invoke, but thee, most worthy praise, on whom against my foes my only safety stays? On me the pains of death already began to prey, the floods of wickedness on me did horrors throw, like in a winding sheet, wretch, I already lay. This my distress to God, with wailful cries I show, already ready to my snaring grave to go. My cries climbed up, and he bent down from sacred throne, his eyes unto my case, his ears unto my moan. And so the earth did fall to tremble and to quake, the mountains proudly high, and their foundations bent, with motion of his rage, did to the bottom shake. He came, but came with smoke from out his nostrils sent. Flames issued from his mouth, and burning coals out went. He bowed the heavens, and from the bowed heavens did descend, with huge darkness, which about his feet did win. The cherubims their backs, the winds did yield their wings, to bear his sacred flight. In secret place they enclosed, about which he dim clouds like a pavilion brings, clouds even of waters dark and thickest air composed. But straight his shining eyes this misty mass disclosed, then hail, then fiery coals, then thundered heavenly sigh, then spake he his loud voice, then hailstones, coals, and fire. Then out his arrows fly, and straight they scattered being, lightning on lightning, he did for their wrack augment. The gulfs of waters then were through their channels seen, the world's foundations then laid bare, because he shent with blasting breath, O Lord, that in thy chiding went. Then sent he from above, and took me from below, even from the water's depth. My God, preserve me so. So did he save me from my mighty furious foe. So did he save me from their then prevailing hate, for they had caught me up when I was weak and woe. But he, staff of my age, he stayed my stumbling state. This much, yet more, when I by him this freedom gate, by him, because I did find in his eyesight grace, he lifted me unto a largely noble place. My justice, my just hands, thus did the Lord reward, because I walked his ways, nor against him evilly went, still to his judgments looked, still for his statutes cared. Sound and upright with him, to wickedness not bent. Therefore I say again, this goodness he me sent, as he before his eyes did see my justice stand, according as he saw the pureness of my hand. Meek to the meek thou art, the good thy goodness taste. Pure to the pure, thou dealst with crookedly. Up then thou liftst the poor, and down the proud wheel cast. Up thou dost light my light, and clear my darkened eye. Our hosts by thee o'ercome, by thee o'er walls I fly. Thy way is soundly sure, thy word is purely tried. To them that trust in thee, a shield thou dost abide. For who is God besides this great Jehovah ours? And so besides our God, who is endued with might? This God then girded me in his almighty powers. He made my cumbrous way to me most plainly right, to match with light-foot stags. He made my foot so light that I climbed highest hill. He me war points did show, strengthening mine arms that they could break an iron bow. Thou gavest me saving shield. Thy right hand was my stay. Me in increasing steel, thy kindness did maintain. Unto my strengthened steps thou didst enlarge the way. My heels and pants thou didst from stumbling slip sustain. What foes I did pursue, my foes did them attain, that I, ere I returned, destroyed them utterly with such brave wounds, that they under my feet did lie. For why? My fighting strength by thy strength strengthened was. Not I, but thou throwst down those who against me do rise. Thou gavest me their necks, and on them madest me pass. Behold, they cry, but who to them his help applies? Nay, unto thee they cried, but thou heardst not their cries. I beat those folks as small as dust, which wind doth raise. I beat them as the clays beat in beaten ways. Thus freed from troublous men, thou makest me to reign. Yea, thou makest me served by folks I never knew. My name, their ears their hearts to me enchained. Even fair makes strangers show much love, though much untrue. But they do fail, and in their mazed corners rue. Then live Jehovah still, my rock, still blessed be. Let him be lifted up that hath preserved me. He that is my revenge, in whom I realm subdue, who freed me from my foes, from rebels guarded me, and rid me from the wrongs which cruel wits did brew. Among the Gentiles then I, Lord, yield thanks to thee. I to thy name will sing, and thus my song shall be. He nobly saves his king, and kindness keeps in store for David his anointed, and his seed evermore. Psalm 19, Chili in a Rot. The heavenly frame says forth the fame of him that only thunders. The firmament, so strangely bent, shows his hand-working wonders. Day unto day doth it display, their cause doth it acknowledge, and night to night succeeding right, in darkness teach clear knowledge. There is no speech, no language, which is so of skill bereaved, but of the skies the teaching cries, they have heard and conceived. There be no line, but read the line, from so fair a book proceeding, their words be set in letters great, for everybody's reading. Is not he blind, that doth not find the tabernacle builded there by his grace, for sun's fair face in beams of beauty gilded, who forth doth come like a bridegroom from out his veiling blazes, as glad as he, as giants be, to run their mighty races. His races even from ends of heaven, about that vault he goeth. There be no realms hid from his beams, his he to all he throweth. O law of his, how perfect is, the very soul amended, God's witness sure, for I doth jure to simplest wisdom lended. God's dooms be right, and cheer the sprite. All his commandments being so purely wise, they give their eyes both light and foes of sin. Of him the fair doth cleanness bear, and so endures forever. His judgments be self-verity, they are unrighteous, never. Then what man would so soon seek gold, or glittering golden money? By them is passed in sweetest taste, honey or comb of honey. By them is made thy servant's trade, most circumspectly guarded, and who doth frame to keep the same shall fully be rewarded. Who is the man that ever can his faults know and acknowledge? O Lord, cleanse me from faults that be most secret from all knowledge. Thy servant keep, lest in him creep presumptuous sin's offenses. Let them not have me for their slave, nor reign upon my senses. So shall my sprite be still upright in thought and conversation. So shall I abide well purified from much abomination. So that word sprung from my weak tongue and my heart's meditation, my saving might, Lord, in thy sight receive good acceptation. Psalm 20. Exaudiate Dominus. That God the Lord hear thee, even in the day when most thy troubles be. Let name of Jacob's God, when thou on it dost cry, defend thee still from all thy foes abroad. From sanctuary high, let him come down, and help to thee apply from Sion's holy top. Thence let him undertake, with heavenly strength, thy earthly strength to prop. Let him notorious make that in good part he did thy offerings take. Let fire for trial burn, yea, fire from himself send thy offerings, so that they to ashes turn. And so let him consent to grant thy will, and perfect thy intent, that in thy saving we may joy, and banners raise up to our God when thy suits granted be. Now in me knowledge says that God from fall his own anointed stays. From heavenly holy land I know that he hears me, yea, hears with powers and help of helpful hand. Let trust of some men be in chariots armed, others in chivalry, but let all our conceit upon God's holy name, who is our Lord, with due remembrance wait. Behold their broken shame, we stand upright, while they their fall did frame. Assist us, Savior dear, let that King deign to hear, when as to him our prayers do appear. Psalm 21. Domine in virtute tua. New joy unto our King, Lord, from thy strength is growing. Lord, what delight to him doth bring his safety from thee flowing. Thou hast given what his heart would have, nay, soon as he but moved his lips to ask what he would crave, he had as him behooved. Yea, thou preventest ere ask he could, with many liberal blessing, crown of his head with crown of gold, of purest metal dressing. He did but ask life of thee, thou him a long life gavest, though even unto eternity the life of him thou savest. We may well call his glory great, that springs from thy salvation. Thou it is that hast him set in so high estimation. Like storehouse, thou blessing madest this man of everlasting, unspeakably, here's how thou glanced on him thy countenance casting. And why all this? Because our King in heaven his trust hath laid. He only leans on highest thing, so from base slip is stayed. Thy hand thy foes shall overtake, that thee so evil hated. Thou as in fire oven shall make these mates to be amated. The Lord on them with causeful eye shall use destroying power, and flames of never quenching fire shall these bad whites devour. Their fruit shalt thou from earthly face send unto desolation, and from among the human race root out thy generation. For they to overthrow thy will full wildly intended, but all their bad mischievous skill shall fruitlessly be ended. For like a mark thou shalt a row set them in pointed places, and ready make thy vengeful bow against their guilty faces. Lord, in thy strength, Lord, in thy might, thy honor high be raised, and so shall in our songs delight thy power still be praised. Psalm 22. Deus, Deus meus. My God, why hast thou me forsaken? Woe me, from me, why is thy presence taken? So far from seeing mine unhealthful eyes, so far from hearing to my roaring cries. O God, my God, I cry while day appeareth, but God, thy ear my cry never heareth. O God, the night is privy to my plaint, yet to my plaint thou hast not audience lent, but thou art holy, and dost hold thy dwelling where Israel, thy laws is ever telling. Our fathers steal to thee, their trust did bear, they trusted, and by thee delivered were. They were set free when they upon thee called. They hoped on thee, and they were not appalled. But I, a worm, not I of mankind am, nay, shame of men, the people scorn and gain. The lookers now at me, poor wretch, be mocking. With mows and nods, they stand about me flocking. Let God help him, say they, whom he did trust. Let God save him, in whom was all his lust. And yet, even from the womb, thyself didst take me. At mother's breast, thou didst good hope betake me. No sooner my child's eyes could look abroad than I was given to thee. Thou wert my God. Oh, be not far, since pain so nearly presseth, and since there is not one who it redresseth. I am enclosed with young bulls matted rout. Nay, they since mighty bulls close me about. With gaping mouths, these folks on me have charged, like lions fierce, with roaring jaws enlarged. On me all this, who do like waters slide, whose lucid bones, quite out of joint, be right, whose heart with these huge flames, like wax o'erheated, doth melt away, though it be inmost seated. My morsel and strength is like a potsherd dried. My cleaving tongue close to my roof doth bide, and now am brought, alas, brought by thy power on to the dust of my death's running hour. For bawling dogs have compassed me about, yea, worse than dogs, a gnarly wicked rout. My humble hands, my fainting feet, they pierce it, they look, they gaze, my bones might be rehearsed. But my poor weeds, they do partition make, and do cast lots, who should my vesture take. But be not far, O Lord, my strength, my comfort, hasten to help me in this deep discomfort. From the sword, yet save my vital sprite, my desolated life from dogged might. From lion's mouth, O hail, and show to hear me, by aiding when fairest unicorns come near me. To brethren then, I will declare thy fame, and with these words, when they meet, praise thy name. Who fear the Lord, all praise and glory bear him. You, Israel's seed, you come of Jacob, fear him. For he hath not abhorred, nor yet disdained the silly wretch, with foul affliction stained, nor hid from him his face's fair appearing. But when he called, this Lord did give him hearing. In congregation great I will praise thee. Who fear thee shall my vows performance see. The afflicted then shall eat, and shall be well pleased, and God shall be by those his seekers praised. Indeed, O you that be such of mind, you shall the life that ever liveth find. But what, I say, from earth's remotest border unto due thoughts, mankind his thoughts shall order, and turn to God, and all nations be made worshippers before Almighty thee. And reason, since the crown to God pertaineth, that by right upon all realms he reigneth. They that be made even fat with earth's fat good shall feed and laud the giver of their food. To him shall kneel even who to dust be stricken, even he whose life no help of man can quicken. His service shall from child to child descend, his dooms one age shall to another send. Psalm 23. Dominus wretched man. The Lord my shepherd is, and so can never I taste misery. He rests me in green pasture his, by waters still and sweet, he guides my feet. He me revives, leads me the way which righteousness doth take for his name's sake. Yea, though I should through valleys stray of death's dark shade, I will no whit fear ill. For thou, dear Lord, thou me besettest, thy rod and thy staff be to comfort me. Before me thou a table setst, even when foes envious eye doth it espy. Thou oilst my head, thou fillst my cup, nay, more, thou endless good shall give me food. To thee I say, ascend it up, where thou, the Lord of all, dost hold thy hall.